So Hunter brings us a very popular Today special. It's called the ExtremeAir Tower Bladeless Air Purifier Fan. So I love the look of a bladeless fan, and many of us do, because you don't have the issues of the blades going around on a traditional fan like what we all grew up with, right? So it just feels more comfortable having that around our home and our family and our pets. But we also want and need an air purifier for not only the cooking smells and the odors and the smoke and the dust and all of the things that are in our house, but every time somebody comes in and out, you open that door, more is coming into the home, and you still want that air to be purified and clean. And that's where our Today special from Hunter comes in. I will tell you, we are down to just 4 colors now. You can see we've got these for you in white, and that's the one that I'm gonna walk behind real quick. That's white. We've got gray, which is an exclusive color that you can only get here at HSN. We have it in taupe, and taupe is gonna be the next one to go. And we also have black. These are all beautiful interior design friendly colors, so they can really fit into any space and any home. You're talking not only the fan air purification, but also HEPA filter. So we're gonna talk about why all of that is important, but the fact that you've got a today's special price of under $130 truly is unbeatable, because if you go and shop this around, you'd be looking at upwards of about $300 for the exact same fan. So I don't want you to miss out, all right? Tracy Rosa is joining us. She's gonna give us all the details, show us how it works. Hi. And Tracy, good to see you.
Good to be seen, my friend.
You always, when it comes to helping us keep our homes comfortable and clean, I mean, you have to start with the air.
Yeah, you have to start with the air, you know, and Hunter's been around for more than 130 years. We know how to move air, we know how to clean air, and we've kind of combined the best of both worlds into one footprint. So why this unit, why this model? This is what separates us. So this is the most advanced filtration system that Hunter has in the air purifier. There are 4 layers of filtration. You've got, let me show it to you. You've got this EcoSilver technology, which is your pre-filter. This is gonna inhibit the growth of microorganisms. Then you've got this true HEPA filter right here. All right, this is the best of the best. This is gonna grab 99.97% of the particulates in the air. Like basically, you know what I'm talking about. Yes. So then we have a photocatalyst filter, all right? And inside of the unit, you have a UVC light. When you combine the UVC light and this photocatalyst filter, you're able to clean things out of the air that you didn't even know were in your air. I'm talking E. coli, formaldehyde.
Really?
Yeah, okay.
Where does the formaldehyde come from?
It's funny you should ask. No, seriously, because I said the same thing. I'm like, why are they saying that? I don't have formaldehyde in my house. Like, that's crazy. Yeah. Do you know that if you have a gas stove or a gas fireplace, that releases formaldehyde?
I did not know that.
If you bring like dry cleaning home or like a rug that's wrapped in plastic and you release it, that releases formaldehyde.
Oh my goodness.
So it's like, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
But I don't like the word of formaldehyde being in my air, because I know that if I don't have an air purifier, my lungs are cleaning and scrubbing the air. So this is the cool thing about it. This video that you're watching right here shows exactly what happens. Pulls in the dirty air, puts it through 4 layers of filtration. Here's the kicker. Only the clean air that went through the filtration system gets pushed out of the unit.
Okay.
That's so awesome, because when you think of other fans with blades, it just takes the air in your house and moves it all around. It doesn't clean and scrub the air first. So this cleans and scrubs it, right?
Okay. So it's not just... So the only thing coming out of this fan is clean air.
Yes. So check this out. Watch this, okay? Seeing is believing, my friend. I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna stop it from rotating, because that makes it weird, all right? So this is my smoke wand right here, okay? I'm gonna go ahead. We know smoke is the hardest thing to clean out of the air. What I'm gonna show you is how it goes in and how none of that smoke comes out. Okay, so check this out. Here we go. See, it's sucking all that air in, sucking the smoke in, right here. And now, look at the air coming out right here.
It's still on, the air is still coming out. No smoke.
No smoke. Whoops,
That
sorry.
is the coolest thing.
Right? So that is what separates this from other bladeless fans, from other things on the marketplace. Clean air, move air, and you're only getting the good air.
So if I'm just using a regular fan that I've had for 100 years, you know, it's the same fan, right? That dirty fan that we all have, and I know we all have it. And it's just moving dirt. So so it's just moving the same. When I say dirt, I just mean what's in our air. We can't see it, but we know that there's dust. We see the evidence of that. We know there's stuff and particles in the air, and that fan is really just spreading it all around. But if I have a hunter that can clean my air with the purification part and then only give me back clean air, this is a game changer, and I don't say that very often. So you can see why it's been very popular. We've got such a great price, but it's that 2-in-1 that is indispensable. Let's show me some more. Show me some more. Tell me more about it.
So this is the cool thing. Look, it looks great in every room. We've got the designer colors, which is fantastic as well. It stands about 2.5 feet tall. It's about 9 inches all the way around. You've got everything on that front panel. All of, you know, the on and off switch, the timer, you know, oscillation, all of that. Plus you get a remote. So the remote attaches right to the base. It's magnetized, so it just hooks right there. I love that. Good for any room in the house, your kitchen, your kids' room, your bedroom, your living room, all that stuff. So this is a really cool demonstration here. What I want you to pay attention to is this is gonna show you the airflow, what I was just talking about with Tamara. Come down here. Notice all of these balloons that are sticking to the side here. On this, on this side here, it's gonna rotate and you're gonna see them. That's the air intake, Tamara. That is how powerful the air is getting pulled into the filtration system. And then notice these balloons up front. Those are the only ones dancing around because you have to remember, it's not pulling the dirty air from the back. It's not pulling these balloons out because technically, let's pretend they're dirty air, it hasn't been cleaned. This is the clean air that is coming out through the front there, moving all of these balloons around. So again, pulling the dirty air in, cleaning and scrubbing it, and then pushing that clean air out. Now, this is a workhorse. This is a strong, powerful air purifier. It's going to clean and scrub the air multiple times an hour in your home. In a 400 square foot room, it's gonna clean it over 1 time an hour. That's more than 20, look, like take a look at this right here. This is a great example. 1.14 times an hour in a 400 square foot room. In a, 150 square foot room, like the size of our bedroom, 3 3/4 times an hour. Just putting this on gives you that gentle breeze. It cleans and scrubs the air. And I cannot make medical claims. They are very strict on what we say when it comes to air purifiers. We don't want to be misleading. We don't want to make any claims that are not true, so I will not make medical claims. What I will talk about is common sense, okay? If dust, dirt, dander, pollen, all of that stuff, if those are your irritants, if you know that, if that is the thing that make your eyes water, your nose run, your throat scratchy, all of that stuff, if I can legally say that this true HEPA filter is going to remove 99.97% of that stuff out of the air, it makes sense that you're going to feel better
in your home, in your environment. That's right, and that's what you're seeing right there. You're seeing the way the filter comes together. We'll show you again up close and personal if you missed it, but these are the things that are going in. This is what's initially flying around our home, and they go through the multi-layers of filtration, and what you get is clean air. And it's really that simple, and Hunter has been doing it for years, and I love that this unit right here gives us the best of all worlds all in one. Let me show you the colors again because we've already lost one color that we did have earlier today. It's now gone. We're about to lose taupe. Taupe is very popular. All of them are very in-home friendly, okay? Gray is an exclusive color that you can only find at HSN. And I'm showing you the side, but you can really see the color right here along the base. This is white and this is black. Those are your 4 options right now. As the day goes on, and Tracy does have more presentations, soon there's only going to be 3 color options. So I want to make sure that you don't miss out on that taupe if that's the one you want. And look at it on our sofa, or right next to our sofa. It's a beautiful piece in the home.
It is. And again, remember, it's a 2-in-1. You've got the air purifier and you've got the bladeless fan. It's state-of-the-art technology. And remember, it cleans the air, then it only pushes the clean air out. This is the season. You know, this is when we go to the closet, we grab our, you know, our fans, our old school fans. Everybody wants to move that air around, have that nice breeze on us and stuff. But if your fan has been chilling in the closet all season, it's been gathering, you know, dust. And be honest with yourself. If you have a fan like this, if you got one of these box fans or something like this, are you really gonna take this grate off? Are you really gonna take this off and clean the blades? What about this down here? Are you really gonna unscrew all this and then you're gonna go ahead and clean the blades and then clean all of this stuff right here? The answer is no. And even if you did, even if you cleaned it, how are you cleaning the air that these fans are moving? Because the EPA says that the air inside of our house is 50% dirtier than the air outside. Again, a statistic I didn't believe. Because how did they know what my house is like? How did they know, you know? But here's the deal, makes sense. They said, all right, you open your windows, it's beautiful outside, and all of that stuff comes into your house. Or you walk in your front door, you open the garage, or you come in from outside, all of that stuff comes in, you shut the door, you shut the windows. Where does all of the dust, dirt, dander, pollen, E. coli, formaldehyde, where does all of that go? It settles. It settles. It has nowhere to go.
That's right.
So if you don't have an air purifier, again, unfortunately, the truth of the matter is your lungs, your nose, all of that stuff is your body's natural filtration system.
That's right. You know it's there. You can see it in the old fans. You know it's there when your dogs go out for their walk and they roll around and they come inside and do the shake. You know the shake. They do the shake and all this stuff comes flying out inside of your house. So that's why when you see a 2-in-1, and now you don't have to choose between, well, I want a fan, but I also need an air purifier, and which one do I get and which one is more important? They're both important, and now you can have it all in one in a beautiful system. So again, we're gonna show you when we talk about, it's not just HEPA filtration, which HEPA is the best,
top
but you've got 4 layers of filtration, which I really appreciate about this.
100%. We've kind of put this apart. It's gonna come like this in 2 different places or 2 different sections. All you do is you screw this on, just like so. This is how you replace the filters. If you need to, you're getting 2. So there are 2 filters on each side. This is that UVC light we've been talking about. This is what I wanna point out. You have an accent light on the unit that is the same color as this. That accent light is not the UVC light. I don't want people to think that they're being exposed to that all the time. So it is in the unit because listen, that UVC light only works its magic when you have that photocatalyst filter. So it's when the UVC light and the photocatalyst get together, that's where the magic happens. Because we have been listening and hearing about UVC lights for a long time. It's hospital grade. They clean surfaces. They take the UVC light and they put it on the surfaces and it gets rid of, you know, bacteria and all the gunk and stuff. But Hunter was like, how do we take that technology and clean our air? How do we do that? You know, you can't just put the light up in the air. So that's where they came up with the photocatalyst filter and that UVC light. So when it pulls in all that dirty air, it goes through all the different layers of filtration. Because if the last few years, 5, 6, 7 years have taught us anything, it's to expect the unexpected. And speaking of the unexpected, there are air advisories in places that have never had to deal with it. Like New Jersey right now is dealing with wildfires. Even like the Weather Channel people were like, they don't even know what to do with this. You know, like you don't have wildfires in New Jersey. Usually it's the people out west that know how to battle this. So these people in New Jersey are having like all that smoke in their homes and how do you get rid of that? They weren't expecting it. So expect the unexpected. Control the controllables. You control what happens in your home. That is your home. You control the environment.
It's so interesting that you say that because just the other day, earlier this week, I was picking up my daughter. We got home, we got out of the car, and I said, there's a fire somewhere. You could smell it, and it wasn't a barbecue. It was like a fire somewhere. And I could smell it in the air. And that's the thing, to your point, you just don't know. You control what you can, and you have tools that help you do that. And today, you've got such a great price here because typically, you know, retail-wise, you'd be looking at about $300. We have it for you now. Not only is it on sale, it's on FlexPay, it's on free shipping. We've got exclusive colors in this gray, and we'll send it right on out to you, and you've got it. And it is from Hunter, a company that has been creating air purifiers, moving the air, teaching us about it for as long as I can remember, and they're still continuing to innovate. You can see over 2,700 of these have been ordered. If you're just tuning in, we'll take you through again, but really simple and kind of intuitive to use, so nothing to be afraid of.
Yeah, if I can use it, you can use it. I don't like complicated, I don't do complicated, it's not in my wheelhouse, it's above my pay grade, that is the truth, you know? So you're gonna get this home, like I said, it comes in 2 different pieces. You just screw the top on, the filters are already in, okay? So you plug it in. All right, and then here's your control panel right here. You can see just how powerful the air is, you know? This is on medium, this isn't even on the full blast, but here you've got your on and off switch. This is going to be your speed, so I'm gonna kick it up. Look at, you've got a whole bunch of different speeds. You customize it the way you want to. A timer if you want. If it's something that you don't want on all the time, or you just want it for the first couple hours of sleep, I say let it run all the time, but that's just my opinion. And then the oscillating button, so it's gonna rotate and really move that air around. Then, like I said a minute ago, you're getting this remote control. Don't underestimate the remote control, my friend. I am a sucker for a remote control because I am that annoying person who like gets in bed, puts all the pillows, like I get like super, super comfy, and then I get the comforter up, and then I'm like, oh, I'm so hot. My husband's like, no kidding. You've got a weighted blanket, you've got a comforter, you've got 10 pillows all over, and then I'm like, turn the fan on or run it this way. Now, I just roll over, I grab my little remote control, have it oscillate, everybody's happy, you know, and that's, it's a game changer.
That is so funny. I know a lot of people are laughing. They're like, yeah, that's me, that's me. Yeah. If that's you as well, you've got that remote control. If you've also been saying, we need an air purifier, this is it. This is your air purifier. The fan, we kind of really, for a long time, fans hadn't changed. For decades, fans were just a fan. They all looked alike. Some were tall, some were short, but they were all the same. Bladeless fans came out, and now you have the ability to have a safer fan because you don't have blades around the kids and the pets and all the things. You still have your air purifier. You still have the use of from across the room, you can turn it on and do what you need to do. And it's powerful and strong enough for it to clean the air in the rooms that you put it in. And so while you've got it, and while you're not spending $300 to get it home, this would be your opportunity to make sure that you have yours on order. So I like to use the HSN app and the QR code. You might want to use hsn.com. However you do it, have this coming home to you because that's what you're in for. And I will tell you, Tracy, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We got a lot of fans. It is freezing.
Yeah,
that fan is really working.
I had like a nice like shirt on earlier, a thin shirt, and I was like, I gotta get a sweater. But it's also quiet too. It's not too it's not too loud as well. I love that. So in just the last 10 minutes or so that we have, why this unit, why this model? I'm gonna start with our brand, Hunter. We started with ceiling fans. We started moving air more than 130 years ago. Then we dipped our toe into the purification world, right? So then, usually we offer the 2 layers of filtration, the pre-filter and the HEPA filter. We've doubled down now. There are 4 layers. This is the most advanced filtration system that Hunter has out there. Then we added a fan on top of it. And it's not like we just put a fan on top, you know, we're like, oh, sure, we'll make it easy. You can have 2 birds, you know, kill 2 birds with 1 stone. No, 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 no. The air that goes in only gets clean, it gets cleaned, and then that's the only air that gets pushed throughout your house, which is a big difference from the other fans in the marketplace. So the filtration system. EcoSilver technology. This is gonna inhibit the growth of microorganisms. Microorganisms are they're live airborne particles that grow on surfaces, all right?
Wow.
So it doesn't grow here, all right? So imagine sucking in all that air with all those, you know, properties in there. It doesn't grow here. This also gets rid of odors in the air. So let's say, you know, you cooked broccoli last night or Brussels sprouts or fish or something and that is lingering, or some of that forest fire or the fire that you smelled, some of that smoke comes in the house, you know, that's gonna get the odor out as well. Now, let's go to your true HEPA. Remember, there are 2 filters in each one of these units. So, you know, there's a lot of filter here. HEPA, best of the best, gold star, true HEPA, not hepatite, not HEPA wannabe, not HEPA-like, nothing. True HEPA, 99.97% of dust, dirt, dander, pollen, all those particulates gets trapped in the true HEPA filter. That's normally where we stop. And normally that's great. People get excited about that. But like I said, we doubled down. We added that photocatalyst filter on the other side of that butts right up to the UVC light that's in the base of the unit. Now remember, when that UVC light hits the photocatalyst, that's where it basically gets rid of things like E. coli, stuff that I thought lived on surfaces. I didn't know E. coli could be airborne. Well, it can. All right, I don't want to breathe that in.
I didn't know that.
Formaldehyde. Again, I was laughing. I was like, okay, who has formaldehyde? I have a gas stove.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have to get a new rug every 6 months because my dog loves to claim that as his.
There you go.
3.5 pounds and he owns the house, you know? But you have it wrapped in plastic. There you go. Dry cleaning, you come in. You take the dry cleaning out of the bag. That releases formaldehyde.
Yes.
How else do you get formaldehyde out of your air?
Wow.
And then we have odors. We have things. What do? We spray stuff.
Yes.
We light a candle.
Yeah.
What does that release into our air?
I know.
You know, so there are a couple things that'll happen first. You're gonna get this home.
Yeah.
With any of our air purifiers, you're gonna smell a difference first. It's gonna smell crisper, it's gonna smell cleaner. That's what you're gonna notice. Then don't forget, you're getting the benefit of the fan, so it's gonna be moving that nice cool air. And then, do me a favor, after a couple months, take the top off, lift up your filters. You're gonna be so excited because they're gonna be maybe it's just me that gets excited, but they'll be like a little tint of whatever color.
Yeah.
That's good news, because that means it's doing the job and your lungs aren't.
That's right. That's exactly what it is. And because if you don't have an air purifier to help you purify your air, what do you think is doing it? We have our own air purifiers, and that's our lungs, but I would rather it have some help. I would rather my lungs have a little helper, and that's what you're seeing right here. And this is the funny thing, and we say this all the time when it comes to air purifiers, is that we wouldn't think about drinking dirty water.
Right.
Even a speck of dirt, we wouldn't drink that water. But we're breathing in air with so much in there every day, us, our family, our kids, our grandkids, the pets, and you just want the cleanest environment that you can possibly have. And you can't take, a spray and a sponge to the air. How do you clean it? With your Hunter air purifier. That's how you do it. And now, with the fan, you've got the best of all worlds. I know some people who can't sleep without a fan. Guess what? Now you have that nice, cool, fanned air, but it's purified air. I know, for some folks who, when the weather starts to get hot, you do start to pull out all the fans in the house, and they're dusty and dirty, and that you know how dirty the air is because it's showing on the fan. Here, clean air is always coming out, and it's beautiful in your home. And it can really tuck anywhere, right? I don't have to only put it in the middle of the floor.
No, it's about, I think it's maybe 8 pounds or something. It's very lightweight. You just grab it by the top. You're easy to move, throughout the house if you want to. I ask you to do a mental inventory of all the rooms. I think that everyone should have an air purifier at least in their bedroom. Okay. Okay, because listen, that's where you spend the most, hopefully, fingers crossed, you spend the most uninterrupted time, you know? And then, the living area and stuff like that. So that's great. Again, the way that this works is it's pulling in the dirty air into the air purifier, okay? Here we go. I'm gonna show you with my fancy little smoke wand. Okay. I just love doing this. I'm getting selfish. All right, look at this. So it's pulling in that air, all right? Pulling in the smoke, and then it is going through the layers of filtration, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, those 4 layers, and then only clean air is coming out of this. It stands about 2.5 feet tall, 9 inches all the way around, so it's not too big, it's not too bulky. You've got a remote, you've got that front panel. It's checking all of the boxes. Everyone needs a fan. Everyone has a fan, okay? Everyone needs an air purifier. Yes. And you don't want to have a fan and an air purifier in the room. It takes up too much real estate. And we don't have enough plugs for that. Right, right. Let's just be real. So this is that air purifier and a fan, and it's something you don't have to store. Most people use a fan every day of the year.
Yeah.
You know, when
Yeah.
it's nice outside, you have the windows open, you have the fan on. If you have the heat on, you want to circulate the air because you don't want it to be stale.
Right.
And the AC, heck, you know, you really want to move that cool air around. So it's something that you'll have out all the time.
And just so you know, in case you were wondering, and we've got 1, 2, we've got 6 of them going all at the same time. They are not loud at all. You're not gonna have to pump up the volume on your TV or yell louder across the room for somebody to hear you. They are very unintrusive, which is what I like about this design. It almost looks like a piece of sculpture, as you see, but it's functional, in addition to it being a beautiful design. And it's from Hunter, again, a company that we know and that we have seen and used and loved air purifiers from for years, for decades. And so I love the fact that you're getting all of this technology all wrapped up in a very beautiful design here. Do you want white? Do you want gray, which is exclusively for HSN? You can see the color better down at the base. Do you want the taupe? The taupe will be the next color to go. Or do you want black? These are all home interior friendly colors, and we'd love to be able to send it right on out to you. Not for $300, which is what you would find out in stores, but for $129.99, but we can only do that for today. And we've got free shipping. Did I mention free shipping? Free shipping. So I know you're gonna love it. Tracy, do you know what time you're back? Because you do
What time is it now?
It is 2:30 on the East
6,
Coast.
I think.
Okay, so we do have other shows.
Yep.
Taupe is the most limited now at this point. If it's in your shopping cart, go ahead and check out just to make sure that you get it, okay? And you can shop with that QR code real quick, or you can go to hsn.com and pick